It's not easy to be a kid in Derry, but tonight, we uncover why. Something ancient is waking beneath the town, something older than the first human foot that ever touched this patch of cursed soil. And while the military is hunting shadows, while children whisper about monsters in their closets, while adults pretend everything is normal, Derry is beginning to breathe again. A breath that smells like rust, a breath that whispers names, a breath that remembers everyone who ever died here. Because the truth nobody wants to say out loud is this: Pennywise doesn't return every 27 years. He never left. And Episode 4, along with the mid-season trailer, finally rips open the first real wound. We now know who might have locked the creature inside this town centuries ago. We now know it didn't always look like a clown. We now know that someone somewhere is lying about the origin of Bob Gray. But the deepest horror isn't the clown. It's the memory of the clown. A memory stitched into Derry's soil, its photographs, its old attics, its dead children, its violent parents, and every locked room where a town secret gets shoved like a corpse. Tonight, we're going inside those rooms. Inside Nabolt Street. Inside Lily's fear. Inside Dick Halloran's mind. Inside the truth General Shaw thinks he can weaponize. And by the end of this episode breakdown, one thing will be painfully clear. The horrors we've seen so far were just warm-ups. Welcome to the real Derry. The narrative begins. Derry's unraveling. The trailer opens in silence, not peaceful silence, dead air silence. The kind of silence a house makes when it's holding its breath. Lily Bainbridge climbs the narrow attic steps of the Nabolt Street house, the one everyone avoids. The house's windows seem to watch you before you watch them. She finds an old photo album, not a family album, a warning disguised as memories. Inside, a bald man in a pressed suit smokes a cigarette beside a young girl in a white dress. A perfect picture. Until you see the date. 1908. The year of the Kitchener Ironworks explosion. The year 120 souls were erased in a single morning. The year Pennywise was supposedly hibernating. Yet somehow, death still happened. And it happened his way. As Lily flips through the album, something horrifying becomes clear. These are the same photos briefly referenced in It Chapter 2, the images Mike showed the adult losers when explaining the creature's feeding cycle. The man was never named, but fans always whispered one possibility. Bob Gray. The human identity Pennywise supposedly copied. Except what if Pennywise didn't copy him? What if he became him? What if Bob Gray wasn't a person? What if he was a grief-stricken vessel the entity hollowed out? Because the trailer quietly hints at something chilling. Bob Gray may have lost someone in the Kitchener explosion, and grief is Pennywise's favorite doorway. That album in Lily's hands might be the only surviving record of the moment Pennywise chose its first human disguise. And the house around her, it starts reacting. A clown wig lies on the floor, shaped perfectly like the hairline of that thing. The shadows shift. Footsteps creak upstairs, but Lily is the only living person in the attic. Then, the voice. The voice we all know. A voice that